Hello everyone, this is Nomea Gaming with another video on Ostranauts. I'm going to start a series this time. The series is going to be based on a mod that I added for starter ships. If there is interest, I can post the mod on the Discord for Ostranauts. It is basically a crash ship that you start with instead of one of the starter ships. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new game. We'll skip through. Alright, gonna set up my character now, so we'll go ahead and swap these to the defaults I'm gonna be using. Two there, and it's 5. And 1, 3, 7. From what I can tell, the teeth don't really matter unless you're very unhappy. Your character is in distress. So it doesn't really matter too much, but I'll just leave it as 2. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and start the character creation portion. I'll go ahead and I'm not going to read through this, but it basically is just giving you a background on your character. Oh, looks like my dad has a nice mustache right there. Go ahead and click OK, and then now we can go ahead and go through and create our character. So I almost never use the save money, so I'm going to skip through that and just go through and seek adventure and work on self until I'm ready to have a ship. So go ahead and do seek adventure first. Crackdown, generally I like using the fake pressure alarm because it's going to give you hacking and genius. I'm going to go ahead and what I usually do is I'll remove the ones I get just in case I get the same adventure again, and then that way I can redo it. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the bad things just to use up the points for now, and we'll go ahead and clean it up a little more later though. Alright, that's good for now. We'll go ahead and seek adventure again. You can get a nice ship here, but it's kind of a low chance, and you have to have the gambling ability first. So I'm going to go ahead and call on a technicality. That's going to give us the gambling ability and a little bit of money. And then we'll just remove that in case we get that one again, because I don't really want that ship. I like either the starter ships, and we're using the special modded one anyway. So we'll just go with. We're going to be beautiful for a little while. Seek adventure, rare salvage. This guy, I believe, gives you a chance of getting the business admin, which can let you see how much stuff is worth. I usually just get the bribe the boss and split the profits, get a little money, and oligarch etiquette. And we're going to go ahead and seek adventure again. Occupational hazard. Jury rig engine is really good. It gives you mechanical engineering and a bunch of other stuff. Some of these other ones give you some stuff as well, but generally I like the jury rig engine. Brave and coordinator with that too, but you lose a little money, but that's not a super big deal at the beginning. Again, back again, and reverse. Alright, we're going to seek adventure again. Suit maintenance is really good. I usually get electrician here though, because suit maintenance gives you finicky. So I'm going to do electrician. Gives you $200, patience, and electric engineering. So with that guy, and let's go ahead and turn the one that's one way to one. And then let's go ahead and seek another adventure. Generally for this one I will choose gather intel for cops. Instigate violence is pretty good too. I believe it gives you armed and unarmed combat, but it has a good chance of giving you a wound, which I try and avoid. So we'll go ahead and gather intel, and we get honest and street etiquette. So we'll go ahead and real that again. And go ahead and be a dancer in for a while. Seek adventure. So this one I normally choose start a riot because it gives you a whole bunch of stuff. It has a chance to give you strain back, which is bad, but well, it's a negative, but I haven't found any issues with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It looks like we did get the strain back, but we got folk etiquette, unarmed melee, persuasion, charisma, and leader. So I think that's enough at this point to set up a good resume for ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out most of the stuff, and then we'll put it in the spots that we want. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to go with hacking, electric engineering, EVA suits, armed melee, persuasion. That gives us 6 left over. And down here I'm going to get tough, optimist, and still have 4 years. So going back up here, and we'll get combat engineering, and we get robotic engineering. That gives us a lot of skills. Just the some of them for a lot of generic items are the civil engineering, construction, and mechanical engineering. Software engineering isn't really used for too much that I've noticed, so I usually don't get that. So go ahead and apply. And then we can see our resume here. We got rid of pretty much all the negative stuff and got some good stuff. So normally when you hit seek ship, if you don't have this mod, it gives you a random ship. So I grabbed a mod that I found on the Discord and modified it a bit more to do 2 things. One, to add in this trash cleanup, which is a ship that I created, or a ship that you can start with that has no mortgage, but it's basically destroyed, so you have to fix it. And I also added so that if you go and look at these guys, you don't actually lose a year. So it's still at 25 instead of going up to 26. So you can go through and look at all the ships and see which one you actually want. So we're going to go with trash cleanup. I'll read through this since it's some text I made. So, alright. Heyo, shipbreaker. I don't suppose you would be interested in doing a little cleanup work, would you? We recently had a ship crash into Dock Bay 7, and the bay is a real mess. The owner got sucked out into vacuum. If you make this problem go away, then you can keep whatever you find, and I will register you as the new owner. You will, however, be responsible for any docking fees until the ship is removed. So if we look, it's a testudo. I used those pieces mostly for it. You can see there's a light. One piece that I left alone is the transponder, because it's a big price change. When I was testing it, it takes a lot of gigs to do, so I try and avoid gigs if possible, but yeah. And then it has no mortgage, as the guy mentioned. So we'll go ahead and take ship. I'm glad that we could come to an arrangement. Remember, this ship needs to be gone before the end of the shift, or you will start being charged. Please sign here, and to keep the fine print, and skip the fine print. Sign here as well. Now get this pile of trash out of here. Hold up. You didn't initial the line below indentures. You dash away to your ship as he trails off. It shouldn't be that important, right? Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. And then goes through and gives you a little breakdown of all of your stuff from your adventures. So we'll go ahead and submit, and we are in the tutorial. So I'm not going to go through the tutorial really. I'll explain maybe some of the stuff I do, but yeah. So we're going to go ahead and put on our jumpsuit. If you put the shoes on the wrong feet, it will cause problems, so it'll complain down there if you do, but yeah. So So we'll go ahead and just loot our area if there's anything useful. Let's grab our backpack first so we have room to put stuff in. I guess it's good if I put it on the back. Alright. And then let's see what else is in here. Last playthrough I found a Mariner shirt, which is worth a ton. So that was kind of funny. A little random. And then let's check this guy. All right. And then let's fill up our water. Okay. So we got everything out. We grabbed our toolkit, which has most stuff. So we'll go ahead and exit out of here. It'll give you a little intro into the K-Leg, which is the building we're in. Go ahead and head down. And one of the Easter eggs, or hidden things, is if you turn on this little switch here, it allows you to go get a crowbar. So we'll go ahead and grab that. You can open doors that are unpowered if they're not locked, and crates and stuff with the crowbar. This is a second little hidden thing. If you install the cable here that they give you, it'll open the door, but you can also just pry it with the crowbar we just got. So I'll go ahead and do that and save the cable. And in here, we got ourselves another tool to use. Ooh, that's pretty, not too bad, okay. A welder. And a combat knife, just in case we run into any people with ill intentions on our adventures. One thing, if you see a lot of this is kind of shadowed, if you press F1, it'll remove that. So if you want that, it's good for taking screenshots for sure, and just general playing, I kind of like it that way. So we're going to head over here and just clean up our inventory a little bit, make a little money. So this and that guy. We'll keep the conduit in case we need it on repairing our ship. Alright, and then let's swap into our pressure suit. And alright. So another spot over here. There's usually some stuff in these bins, so it's good to go check them and see what's there. So this guy's empty, unfortunately. Let's check this guy. It's got some trash, and there's nothing on the floor. Oof, that's a bad one. One time I found a Weber laser in there, so definitely make sure and check those. Sell trash. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our ship. We're not going to go inside quite yet, but if you look, we got just pieces everywhere, trash. It's basically like a wrecked derelict. So it's complaining about our airlock, so we don't have our helmet on, so it's going to block us from leaving. So I'm going to go ahead and swap it to allow us to go out anyway. But let's go ahead and go buy ourselves a drill, because the screwdriver is very slow. Oh, that guy is hungry again. That's weird. Last time it did that too. Not sure why. Put that there, and okay, let's go check out what our ship looks like. I think we're gonna have to turn on our light. So let's see how bad this is. Alright, so first thing, we can't really get into the ship because we have a damaged door in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and uninstall that. So since we only have a hand tool for the structure removal, which is a structure cutter, it's going to take quite a while. But I'll probably fast forward through this. Try and keep it to 8 times speed. Okay, now we have access to the ship. Let's slow that back down. and we'll grab a couple things. So we got a motor here, and okay, why don't we start by repairing the intake. We're gonna need some mechanical parts. It's only one though. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get outside the ship to check out some mechanical parts. A couple there. So we can also buy some from the kiosk. We'll probably do that once we run out of stuff. So I'm gonna go and uninstall this guy so we can bring it up inside. Oh, our CO2 alarm's going off, so we'll come back to that in a second. Alright, refreshed our air. Gotta make sure you're in a stable area before you do that, otherwise, yeah, no air is bad. So we'll uninstall this guy again. We got some more mechanical parts right there. There we go. Don't think it's enough to repair this yet though. It needs, oh, it needs two. Okay, perfect. And one scrap steel. So we'll drag this guy over here. And we'll fix this guy up inside. Thought that was my backpack. Let's leave that on. So generally you can set stuff around inside. A couple things you can't. If you leave food or water out, all of our little friends out here will run off with it as they see fit. So, but equipment and stuff you can leave in the hall and stuff, and this makes it so we don't have to worry about air while we're fixing the part. So I'm just going to drag each piece over here, repair it, and move on to the next piece. And yeah, I'll probably fast forward through each thing unless there's something of note that comes up. But let's go grab the next piece. I think I'll grab the nav station next. We're going to need this guy and this guy. I should check outside and see if there's any heat sinks, because that's going to be another big one. I think we have enough mechanical parts. Let's see, it takes heatsink, motherboard, screen. Yeah, we just need a scrap steel, so that guy. And we'll leave that extra space in case we run into a heatsink out here. I think that, yeah, here's one. We'll grab this other part. And let's go take care of this nav console to clear out our inventory a little bit. I guess I'll set this in the garden for a second. Here. Oh, we have room for the helmet now. Alright, and we'll go ahead and restore it. Alright, that one's good. Let's go ahead and put our helmet back on and see what else we want to grab to repair. Battery's probably a good one, and maybe the thruster, because we definitely need those working to be able to go anywhere. The door is secondary at this point. We'll need this for the thruster, so let's see. Yeah, uninstall the thruster, and then we'll see what we need for it. 3 mechanical parts, some aluminum and carbon fiber. Move that there. Slow this down a little bit. And we need aluminum. Mechanical part. Bunch more. There's a carbon fiber. And another electric part. Let's grab these other aluminum over here. see if we can fix up that thruster. Alright, repair. I keep on setting my helmet on the ground. There we go. Alright, that guy's all fixed up. Let's go head back out. Oh, I should actually put it on. That's weird. Alright, head back out. What the battery might be next. Alright, what do we need for the battery? A motherboard, 3 electric parts, and a scrap steel. So we need a scrap steel and a motherboard. Let's go see if there's any of that out here. I do not see a motherboard. Okay. Well, what we can do is we can repair this to start since we're out here. I think I might have enough time to do it before it starts having issues with CO2. Oh, looks like a maintenance guy wants to get on board. They usually do that if there's a opening in your ship, because they're trying to get outside somewhere to repair. I don't know if it's a bug or something of recent, but I've noticed that a bunch of times when I was testing this. Alright, let's head back in. There he goes. Alright, put the door down. Put this trash down. And we need a motherboard and some scrap steel. So let's set this guy down to, and let's go see if we can do that. So over at the scrap kiosk we can buy parts and stuff. So we want one motherboard and one scrap steel. And let's see if that should be enough. Looks like some people are taking some interest in the repairs. Alright, we're going to restore this guy back up to full. Oh, there's a bunch of scrap steel there that I missed. Must all been sitting under stuff. Or did something else break? I don't remember that being there before. Oh yeah, I think one of the actual wall blocks broke. Whoops. Alright, that's fully repaired. I'm gonna see, is this really bad? No, okay. I'm gonna see if there's any Did my helmet disappear? Well, that's weird. Well, that was the weirdest thing. I don't know where the helmet went. I think I set it on the ground, so I'm wondering if one of the guys walked off with it. So I guess we're buying a new helmet. Awkward. Alright, so we'll just grab a new pressure suit helmet from the supply kiosk. And I'm going to keep an eye on this a little better. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can check out our ship and see if there's anything we need to repair inside. Not sure why this guy's hanging out here. So if you press X, it'll toggle through the new visor app. So we want to go to the default. Sorry, we want to go to damage overlay and see if there's anything that's going to break soon. So these ones are already broken. This one's a little low. it's patched. And that floor plate's a little low. And this wall's a little low. So we're gonna go ahead and do this wall first, just so we don't have anything else that breaks. Try and keep as many pieces in usable order as possible. Probably grab a couple things. We got some parts, some more carbon fiber, and more parts. Steel. Okay. Alright, that guy's fully repaired. The other one was this conduit. Friend is back. All right. Grab some of this trash and just go dump it outside. Put this in our bag this time. Seem to be making some problems with the air in the station. Everybody will be fine though. I'll go back and sell the bottle of used vodka. I'm guessing that's from the crash. What do we need to repair this guy? Motherboard, motor, and a bunch of other stuff. I think we just need electric parts from that. Yeah. Okay. So we need a motherboard and a motor and parts. Let's go see if we can get a motor, because I'm pretty sure I saw a couple on here. And then we'll just take a quick peek for any electric parts. More motors. Nope. Alright. So let's go. One other thing we really need to repair is this O2 tank right here. Somewhere. Did I miss it? Ah, right here. Not going to be able to hold air like that. So this is the first time we repaired an O2 tank or a pump or something, and that's training a bunch of skills. Those will show up in your character sheet. Starts at 0% and then works all the way up to 100, and then once it gets 100, it'll go into your skill list down here. See that up? And repair a bunch. Refresh our air again. Drop off this trash. Put that around. Use our jumpsuit as a little bit of a small bag. Okay, so we need a motherboard, and I believe it was 3 electric parts. So let's buy those. Let's see if we can fix our door. Oh, set that on the ground. I keep on setting stuff on the ground for some reason. I think it's because my bag is usually over here from being in an EVA suit. That's the thing. Had this screwdriver on me the whole time. That can slow down your repair sometimes if it's if you have both the screwdriver and the drill. It's, depending on the order in your inventory, it'll sometimes take the screwdriver first. That guy just drank my water. He did. That's why you don't set stuff on the ground. Alright, back to repairing. Sometimes you have to, though. Alright, we'll go ahead and restore it now. This one I think I'm going to leave it about 20% just because it's going to take forever to repair. Maybe do a little more repair when I have a better tool. But that should be enough to get it installed. a couple things in. Alright, let's move you out of the way, and that should give us enough room to... So when you're installing something using the number keys, when you walk over an airlock, this jettison will come up. Be very careful. You could lose your shiny if you go too fast. Alright, let's install this guy. Looks like we're going to have to come back to wrap that up. Alright, so that's installed and out of the way. Gonna clean up some more of this trash. I guess what I could do is just make it a zone and sell it all. Might be easier than just dragging it all off. Let's get out of here. I did see something there hiding. Oh, trash. Any of this damage to the point that I would want to repair it. Looks like that's all patched. Okay. O2 pressure alarm isn't super important. I'm gonna go ahead and jettison this blood. Just do a little cleanup. Okay, so we need some walls to replace all that mess. Let's get around, and we'll make a little zone here. So. Zone. All right, let's see if we can sell all this trash off of it. All right. Head back to our good friend, the scrap kiosk. And now we made that zone. We have a zone 1 here we could sell. So we have all this trash to get rid of. Doesn't give you any money really, but it's good to just remove it from the ship that way. You can jettison them, but you have to jettison them one at a time, which is kind of annoying. That's ironic. Trash. Okay. Alright, now we're in a better spot. So mostly what we need is maybe repair the O2 alarm, but mostly walls. So we can buy some our 787. Any of them here. Here we go. They're a little expensive. Can buy one of these guys for cheap. Yeah, unfortunately a bunch of the ones that were damaged broke all at the same time. Just grab that and we'll put it somewhere on the ship and then just determine how many more we need. So I think we only need a couple. Oh, almost lost my helmet again. All right, let's head on. Okay, so we need one right here. And then let's see how many more. We're gonna need at least 3. This guy is patched, so it should be fine. And we need one right here. That's patched. That's patched, so we need Oh, there's a hole right here too, isn't there? Oh no, it's not. It's a corner. So we need 3. No, 4. 3 here and 1 there. All right. Let's head back and see what we can do with that. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the zone again. Actually, you can't adjust it to remove. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new one. Oh, did it again. Just have a little spot for us to have them deliver the walls to. So we'll go ahead and buy these ones fit, so we'll buy 3 of those and 1 of these. And we'll send them to the barter zone. Alright, let's get our helmet on. Oh, I thought we sold this. I guess I'll just grab it on the way through. And we'll go ahead and install this guy. Again, ignore, try and avoid the jettison. Install here. He really wants to get outside. Oh, sorry, she wants to get outside. Alright, let's head back in. Slow ourselves down a bit. And for these, I'm going to go ahead and install using an order instead. So if you go down to, or using an install menu, you can choose hull and then wall, and then it'll pick whatever walls you have available. So we'll go right those 3 spots, which should plop these 3 guys in. But if you have whatever walls around it, just grab whatever's the closest. Auto, and let it do its thing. Looks like our welder's getting low, so we're probably going to buy a new battery. Refresh our air again, and yeah, buy ourselves a new battery. Use up all of our funds, but the extra helmet kind of set us back a bit. Alright, head back, use up what we have on that battery. Oh, haha. Gotta put the battery in. Just wonder why he stopped. Alright, so one thing, if you stay too long, the CO2, it'll give you this message saying you're getting unwell and flushed. So if you stay out too long, you'll start to asphyxiate. So we're gonna go back inside, but you'll get a couple more messages as you know it starts to get bad and get a headache after a while. So try not to do that too much. The headache, I believe, will give you pain after a while too, just from trying to extend as much as possible. Alright, we're gonna stop repairing for a bit. Cancel this one, and then see what we need to fix. So we're missing a couple floor tiles too. Are there any hold ones? No, just these 2 missing ones. So we'll go ahead and grab some. This one's pretty low. Oh, that'll get it by a bit more. So we'll go buy 2 tiles. Hopefully matching ones. But I guess it's kind of a hodgepodge ship at this point, so. It was this guy. And I don't see the other one. Oh, nope, there it is. This guy. Alright, let's try that again. We want to buy this one. Got sent to the barter zone, that's not a big. My OCD makes me want to have to get rid of this trash. Alright, let's head back over to the ship again. Put our helmet on. Okay. Another thing you can do with the install menu is you can pick this certain piece instead of just doing the random one. So we'll go down, and they extended out this menu a lot more, which is nice. Helps a lot. Put that one there, and this one, you can press R to rotate. So we'll just run it in line with the other ones. I just have them auto-install them. Looks like he wants to repair, which that's fine too. Looked like that one was pretty low. And turn off repairs for a minute. You can do that in the roster menu. The restore parts permission. Let him finish this guy though. The one problem with this is we have a limited amount of battery. And we have to buy a new one each time, so. Oh, I bought the wrong one. Well, I guess we'll have an unmatching one. Cancel. It goes, totally. One more. Right. Off. I believe our ship can hold air now, so let's double check that. It can. Okay, so we're in business. So it's time to go ahead and install all the stuff. So let's go through and put in our battery, put in our thruster, we'll do that one last since it's in the middle. We'll install our, I wonder if I should do my conduit stuff first. Well, I guess these wires are going between, so just need to make sure those are good. And this side, so the battery should be fine because it comes off this way. Oh, yeah, this guy needs to be repaired for it to get to the antenna. This side isn't a big deal though. We should go around this side. Let's see if we can repair this guy. Oh, no electric parts. Might have to cannibalize a little bit. These guys are fine to install though. Install you. Oh, gave me trash. That's not good. Okay, that should supply power to the antenna. Next part is over this way. So I think I'm going to see if I can get some electric parts. Try and clean this up a bit more. Back to our good old friend, the scrap kiosk. 102 or 79. And parts are 18. So we'll buy all the parts they have and see how far that gets us. I think it needs aluminum too, but I believe we have a bunch. 4. Well, some. Okay, so we need to repair 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be helpful, but it's not end of the world. So we'll start with this guy. Yeah, it takes 1 each, so we should be able to do it. You know what? It holds air, so why don't we just open this guy and let it flow in. Alright, we don't need our helmet anymore. So let's get back to this and hopefully without any more interruptions. Continue our repair of this guy, and then restore it. Looks like we can maybe grab this guy. Alright, we have some power. Oh yeah, I already took off his auto repair, so I'm going to turn that back on and let him do his thing for a little bit. Try and clean up the ship a bit. I'm hoping to clean up this part before we move in the navcon, because it's going to be a little bit harder to get to. Alright. Yeah. That seems to be in better order. Let's go ahead and install our nav console now. Oh, what's in the way? Oh, there's trash there. Okay. Oh, there's one electronic part left, so why don't we go at the motherboard and do that? May as well make everything functional. So where's trash? And then let's buy a motherboard. Let's put it in our inventory. And then let's go ahead and repair the O2 alarm. Okay. This thing doesn't have any power, so we can't really do much with it. Unless we can... Yeah, I don't have any extra usable cables. And I think they would be upset if I just ran out. Oh, wait. Our free one that we got from skipping the install section over here came in handy. Again, and then we'll install it there. Alright, we got a working door. So let's drop this guy off outside. And then I'm going to pick up this screwdriver here, just as a backup in case our drill runs out of power. But yeah, we got ourselves a functional ship. It's not in great repair, but much better than it was. So now we can do one of two things. We can use it to go sell stuff or go salvage stuff, do the tutorial or whatnot. Other option is we can come over here, head over to the commercial section and see what it'll sell for, and then maybe buy ourselves something else. I think we're probably going to want to do the tutorial ship though. But let's see what there is. So these little pop-ups are for little kind of side quests you can do. You can make a little money, but you'll lose some of your moodlets, or if you just do it for free, you'll gain some moodlets. So, or whatever your little. These things over here. Contact, altruism, and whatnot. So, alright, let's go ahead. I guess they're conditions. Talk to the shipbroker. The buy used usually is going to be very expensive. So none of these ships are something that we have enough money for. I mean, we can that might be something cool. If we go over here, we can sell our new ship we fixed up for 400,000. So that's a tidy profit. Other option, if we do sell it, is we can buy a derelict out here and then fix that up. So I'm going to check through and see if there's anything nice. Ooh, there's a nice cheap Bouncy. It's one of my favorite ships. I think this is a fully loaded. It looks like it has cargo, maybe. Not sure though. So another mod I added in is a couple of custom ships that I made, and this is one of them. I don't know if you could see the shape, but it's a Ostranauts from Expanse. If I see the other one, I'll let you know. But yeah, here's some more roundsies. Let me just double check yeah, they're all roundsies. So those are probably more in our price range. What I think I'm going to do though is I'm going to do the tutorial and then maybe try and buy this guy, because it says it's got an airlock, a bridge, engineer room, bathroom. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know why it's so low in price, but that would be a nice ship if this is actually a thing. Sometimes these kind of lie to you though, so we'll see. Let's go do the tutorial first, so let's see where that's at. Did it finish the tutorial? Maybe it decided it was too late to do it. Well, let's head back to the port then. Our guy's a little hungry. One thing you could do if you don't have enough money at the time is a couple of these can be opened with hacking skill. Just make sure you're not seen when you do it. So we're going to head over here. If you get seen, they'll report you to the police. So we'll go ahead and access this lock and use our PData hack. So it says you may be committing a crime. So it will say you've been witnessed if you actually are, if somebody sees you. So this one isn't bad because nobody saw me. So we'll go ahead and unlock it. And we'll head inside and see if there's any food for us. There we go. Who doesn't like mystery meat? I guess it's the compound chicken though, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, that problem solved. Just grab a couple things here and there. Put these on the ground in case we ever are in desperate need of money. But we aren't right now. I mean, we are, but I'm not gonna try and make room for them. So doing that, you can open a bunch of other rooms here and there. In this area, you can get a whole bunch of parts and stuff, and in some of the other buildings, you can do the same. Some of them you can just open with a crowbar, but most of these require you to have hacking skill or do a factory reset. But the factory resets takes a long time, so it's a high chance of you getting caught. So I'd recommend against it. Let's sell this guy. And what's the other thing I picked up? The hygiene. All right. And, well, I think this is a good spot to stop for now. Since we fixed up our ship, and we're about ready to maybe do a little more of actual salvaging, and maybe do some ship flipping. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and thank you for watching. Yeah, and like and subscribe if you like it and want to see more. Thanks again.